Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Good morning. All right, babe. 1 second. I'm sorry. I gotta get myself together. Good morning. Okay, so let's go ahead and get you all the scripture, okay? Okay, so your first scripture is from Galatians 5:13. It says, serve one another in love, okay? Thank you. Slick dry. All right. Your next one is from Psalm 77:14. It says, you are a God who performs miracles. And then your last one is from Exodus 14:14. The Lord will fight for you. Will fight for you. All you have to do is be still. Okay. All right. So let's get y'all some angel numbers. So your first angel number is 14, and it says invest in your connection in your community. Okay. In your connections in your community. So now is the perfect time to I'm hearing some of y'all need to align yourselves so that y'all can start building connections, and for others of y'all with the connections that y'all already have, they telling y'all to start investing in them wisely. Okay. And another thing that I'm also hearing too is like every bridge don't need to be burned. Okay. So you're also learning that in in this season. Okay. And also with community, they want you to invest in your community. Okay, so this could either be like monetary wise, or this could just be like you donating like a service, or just donating your time. Okay. And another thing that I'm hearing as well, when people, oh, mm, I'm probably about to step on some toes, like when I say this, but they want me to say it. Like, when people say that they're not doing something for the money, like if they gotta keep on repeating it, or if they gotta keep on yeah, if they gotta keep on repeating it, that means that they are doing it for the money. Or like if somebody like do something to you and they be like, oh, that wasn't my intentions, and they keep on saying it, like that was their intentions. Okay. So your next one is 714, and it says be grateful for the opportunities that come your way. Okay, so what I'm getting from that is like there's we always say there's no such thing as a missed opportunity, and it's like it's they telling you to focus on the present moment. Like, you shouldn't be fighting any battles at all, but the battles that you know you have no control over, you have no choice but to be patient and allow God to fight that battle. Okay. I'm also hearing too, like, lean on not your own understanding. Okay. Because God may be setting something up to allow a person to hang themselves. Okay. So it's like the vision that I'm getting in my head right now. It's like it's your hand, and then okay, so it's like the vision that I'm seeing in my head right now. It's like it's three people, right? So it's you, it's God, and then it's the opposing energy, or I should say it's three different energies. So it's you, it's God, and then it's the opposing energy, right? And it's like I'm seeing like an exchange for an exchange, right? So it's like I'm seeing like you having a burden because you got two hands. I'm seeing like you having your burden in one hand and you having a rope in another hand, because it's like I'm getting the vision of the hangman card. And you know, on the hangman card is pretty much like a man that's like tied up by the feet, whatever, with a rope, whatever. So it's like I'm seeing like God coming in to pretty much like cut this rope, and when he cut the rope, you're able to unravel the rope from around your foot, so now you're standing upright. Okay, so now you have your hands out, or now your hands are full. So in one hand you have this situation, and then in another hand you have this rope. So, and then it's like I see God, and in one hand, God has peace, and then his other hand is empty, right? So, what I see is I see God telling you to give him this situation in his hand that's empty, and God is handing you peace from his other hand. So now you have peace and you have a rope in your other hand. So now that God granted you this peace, or now that God gave you this peace, his other hand is still empty. So with his other hand being empty, now you have to give God the rope. Now you have to give God the rope because he granted you peace, and he's telling you, like, the Lord will fight for you. All you have to do is be still, okay? That's him granting you peace. So now you no longer have this situation in your hands, and you no longer have the rope in your hands. And then I see the opposing energy standing right there next to God on the other side. And God is like, okay, everyone has choice, everyone has free will. Okay, so since you're adamant about your claim, or since you're adamant about your argument, or since you're adamant about your perspective, here's your rope. So now God gave the opposing energy the rope that they tried to tie you up with, and now God has the situation inside of his hands. And now God is telling you to be patient, and God is giving the opposing energy the choice to either do right or do wrong. And God made it clear to the opposing energy, you have the choice to either not get tangled up in this rope, or you have the choice to either hang yourself with this rope, okay? So this is not necessarily like you wishing ill on your enemies. Is more so of like, instead of you going to your enemies and saying, you did this, you did that, or oh, I'm gonna get you for this, I'm gonna get you for that. It's like a situation like with parents with like multiple kids. Like, unless the parent put the child in a position to discipline the other child, then that's when the other child has permission to discipline the other child. But in this situation, you have to allow God to discipline you, and you have to allow God, if both of y'all consider yourselves children of God or a child of God, okay, that means that God is both of y'all daddies, right? So daddy gotta come in, and daddy gotta balance the situation out, okay? So in order for daddy to balance the situation out, he has to be fair. And what's fair is him fighting for you. Really, he's putting himself in a situation to fight for both of y'all. But in order for the fight to be fair, both of y'all have to be obedient and do whatever he's asking both of y'all to do on y'all end. And you know, he's giving both of y'all free will, and he's giving y'all a choice, but he already gave you the confirmation that he's going to handle the situation. And it's like the rope, for some of y'all, he's trying to tell y'all the rope is no longer wrapped around your wrist, or the rope is no longer wrapped around your leg, okay? The opposing energy has the rope right now. And when the rope was on your leg, or when the rope was on your wrist, God cut the rope, because with your choice and with your free will, you was obedient to what he told you to do and what he told you to say. And now he's giving the opposing energy to he's giving them the opportunity to do the right thing. So it's like, I'm hearing like, in this situation, like, you have to allow God to be the final judge in this situation, and just know that if he already said everything is going to work out in your favor, everything is going to work out in your favor, okay? So for some of y'all, I'm seeing like the Eight of Swords card or whatever. Like, Some of y'all still stuck up in y'all. Some of y'all still stuck in y'all head about a situation that God is already working on. For some of y'all, y'all like for some of y'all, y'all cracked y'all own case, but y'all have to allow God to represent y'all, okay? And for others of y'all, God is still working on y'all case, but He already gave you the confirmation that you was gonna end up winning. You just have to allow the enemy, or you have to allow the opposing energy to hang themselves, okay? And another message, yeah, because like even right here, I just flipped the book open, and angel number 686, it says old lessons are being seen in a new light. Be aware of the nuisance you can see now, okay? So for some of y'all too, y'all probably already went through this lesson before, but God allowed y'all to go through this lesson again. So some of y'all already went through this lesson before, but God is allowing y'all to learn this lesson again so that you can change something about yourself, okay? But also, what I'm hearing too, when you learned this lesson the last time, it went in your favor. But although the situation did go in your favor, you still didn't learn, or you still didn't pick up on everything that you needed to learn the first time. So it came back around. For others of y'all, I feel like He's saying it too because maybe the last time some of y'all did act out of character, but because you was innocent in the situation, He granted you grace, and He still granted you with whatever you was wishing for. But this time He's telling you you're on a different level, so you can't act out of character. Or maybe the blessing is bigger than what it was the first time, which it just goes back to you still on another level. And in order for you to stay on this new level, you have to, I'm hearing like you have to build and practice positive character traits if you want God to use you, and if you want God to help you to like retrieve or receive whatever this blessing is, okay? And for some of y'all, I'm also hearing too, the problem was, you know how they said, I forgot what the lady name was in the Bible, but God had told them not to look back, and if they look back, they're going to turn into a pillar of salt, okay? For some of y'all, y'all went through this lesson again because the last time when y'all was in this situation, y'all did everything right, and y'all still ended up getting the blessings, but y'all still turned around and looked back, okay? So this time, God is trying to get it through your head. Like, I'm going to give you what I told you I was going to give you, or you just got to stop looking back. Because what they said, the bigger they is, the harder to fall, or something like that. I feel like they saying that is because the blessing is bigger this time. So if you look back, you gonna fall further behind than you did the first time. I hope what I'm saying is making sense, or I feel like whoever's supposed to get this message, y'all gonna get the message. I haven't did channel messages in a long time, but I feel like that's what He's trying to drill in your head, because I feel like for some of y'all sitting back, my ears are ringing like crazy. Some of y'all are still sitting back trying to debate. You hear the train? You hear it? Some of y'all are trying to debate on whether or not if y'all are going to go back and rekindle certain things or try to get certain things situated or try to get certain things cleared up or trying to get certain things like situated, and God is saying that door is closed for a reason. Okay, but also what I'm hearing too, with God saying like He trying to get you to see something in a new light. God is trying to get you to see like the people that you're thinking about running back to is the same people that got you in this situation. Maybe you didn't see that in the past, but He's shedding so much light on it, like right now. Or maybe the people that you thought about sharing with, they're the reason why you're in the situation that you're in right now. So don't go back, like stop looking back. Or what God is shedding light on is that all of these people were working together the whole time. And that's what got you in the situation in the past. And that's what got you in the situation right now. That's what you didn't see in the past. That's why you still went back to these people. That's why you still answered the phone for these people. That's why you still kept communicating with these people. That's why you continue to pray for these people. So use the train as confirmation to take heed. Some of y'all was sharing with the wrong people. Some of y'all was eating with the wrong people. Some of y'all was servicing the wrong people. And God is trying to catch you before you fall. Or God is trying to discipline you and teach you before you receive this blessing. Okay? And the first lesson is to focus on the present moment. Okay? For some of y'all, it's acceptance. Excuse me. It's acceptance and it's forgiveness. And for some of y'all, it's not even about forgiving other people, it's about forgiving yourself, okay? And for some of y'all too, it's about y'all being obedient and consistent to y'all calling, okay? It's about y'all being obedient and consistent um to y'all purpose, okay? Because like I was talking to a lady last night and she was pretty much saying like she gonna wait to step into her purpose, or she gonna wait to step into her calling because she don't feel like she don't feel like God will use her to help other people because of the situation that she was in. And I had to explain to her that God will use anybody to get a message through to you, or God will use anybody to bless you, or God will use anybody to um to help you out with something. And sometimes you not being obedient to your calling, or you not walking in your purpose, could be blocking your own blessings. Okay? Sometimes you not being obedient to your calling could be you holding yourself back. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not been plenty of times like where I didn't know where something was gonna come from, and I was obedient to whatever God told me to do, or I was obedient to whatever God told me to say, and the miracle either happened within like minutes after, or a miracle end up happening like a day or two later. Okay? So this is like one of those situations where um when God give you a vision, he doesn't look at your bank account or he doesn't look at your circumstances. When God give you an assignment, he doesn't look at your bank account, nor does he look at your circumstances. Because it's been plenty of times where, because it's like when I be giving like homeless people like money and like food and stuff, like I be listening to them. And sometimes like God will use a person homeless or a person that's doped up to give you a message that doesn't make their message less worthy, okay? Just because they have, you know what I'm saying? Just because they're in a certain circumstance, or just because they're in a altered like state of mind, okay? I don't know if y'all catch my drift, but just catch my drift. And you could tell if somebody is truly anointed, and you can tell if God is really using somebody or if somebody is just faking it, okay? You can tell because you can feel that spirit, okay? So that's a message for somebody, okay? And also, too, I did say something about forgiveness, but like another thing that like we talked about yesterday as well, forgiveness is holding up like some of y'all blessings, because it's like, how could you expect for God to forgive you for something if you're not willing to forgive somebody else for something? Like, especially if God already said it's yours, okay? Especially if you already got proof that a person wasn't upright with their actions. Like, if you already know that, if you already know that you have a case, then it's just like you're going to receive justice, okay? So it's like you have to, some of y'all have to allow things to play out, okay? And if y'all don't, y'all gonna mess yourselves up, okay? And then it says 6:17, you deserve to be cherished for the unique light you are in the world, okay? So it's like, even if it's dark outside, if God want to use you, you still gonna be the light that's on the street, okay? Even if you is in a dark room, if God want to use you, you gonna be that light that's in the room, okay? Or he's gonna turn your light on. I don't know. Something about a light, okay? Somebody is going to be able to see the light within you, and they're going to give you an opportunity. Or some of y'all may find out that y'all have the gift of seeing people auras. Okay. I'm also hearing too, God is sending a teacher in your life, okay, to help you. Okay. If God tell you don't do something, don't say something, or don't go somewhere, and this person come behind it and like tell you the same thing, like, just listen, okay? It says fidelity, passion, and enthusiastic service. And then you have Tarzer. It says gentle, sensitive, ancient awareness. Okay, some of y'all are gonna receive some ancient knowledge up under this moon. Okay, and then you have the Crow. It says destiny, teasing, and secret sharer. Okay, so this is like confirmation. Y'all are gonna receive some ancient knowledge that's gonna, yeah, because both of my ears are ringing. Um, mm. God is going to give y'all some ancient knowledge that's going to allow y'all to embrace the opportunities that are being presented to you or that are in front of you right now. Um, mm. I'm hearing if you surrounded by fake Christians, eventually you're going to become a fake Christian. If you're surrounded by people who are serving the Lord from their heart and who are serving people from their heart, you're going to become one of those people who serve the Lord from their heart and who serve the people from their heart. They're telling you to know the difference. Because if you don't, you're going to get wrapped up in the same karma as these other people. Alright, your next card is Bear. It says courage, power, and mindful leadership. Okay. And then you have Deer, which is a really good card. It says compassion, gratitude, and unconditional love. Okay. So I'm hearing like serve with unconditional love, give with unconditional love, pray with unconditional love as well. Because I keep on hearing somebody say, like, God know my heart, God know my heart. And it's like, yeah, he do know your heart. So if unconditional love is not in your heart, that could be blocking your blessings. Or if you're trying to do something out of spite, or if you're trying to do something out of revenge, God knows that. And you could be blocking your own blessings. Okay? Alright, so those are y'all messages. I hope this helped. I hope y'all have a beautiful day. Yeah. And hold on to that peace that God gave you. Don't let nobody steal your peace. Don't let nobody steal your joy. Okay? And be obedient to God's instructions. Okay?